This video is about the third primary tool for destructive editing. This is called the Aliased File. So without any further ado, our key is F2, so we've opened this. We'll see that we're going to alias the current file and the F2 key. So we're going to open the terminal in the current directory, and we're going to do gvim. And then we're going to get into the ex directory command. This is built into Vim. And so we're going to get into our friend foo. And another line. And if you notice, I have not saved this buffer yet. I'll go ahead and alias it from here. And I'll press the F2 key. And it aliases it down into Never Never Land. If you do have to get down there, which ordinarily you won't have to do, you can do silent. And then you can do dolphin. And this is where foo is. This is okay. So you have this here, and you can make your various mistakes. You can do what you want with it. The idea is that you're working on one file. It's not important enough to pull an alias or to have a breadcrumb trail. These are generally throwaway files. At most, you do your work in about 20 or 30 seconds. You're making a list. You're paring down something for another list, or something or other. You're building a program, and 20 or 30 seconds you need to configure something in Vim, and then you put it back into Visual Studio or NetBeans or whatever you happen to be working on, your primary IDE. This kind of makes Vim kind of acts like a hunting dog, where it goes out and it fetches what needs to be fetched and configures what it needs to configure, and then you come back and you put it in your primary whatever it is you're doing. And so this is the third rail of the destructive editing, the alias file itself. So we'll take a look here. This is the alias. We'll get out of that. And so if we come into here, your key is defined here. We've already gone through that. And this is we're going to touch on this briefly. Basically what you're doing is you're getting a GUID, this GUIDGN, and this works for both Cygwin and this particular script. I use it both on Cygwin and I use it in Linux unchanged. It's the same basic script, and I'm not going to get into much to the details here. I will cover that in a further video, but what it does is it basically just deep sixes your file so that after you close it, it's out of sight, out of mind. This is for being able to incrementally and just absolutely destroy whatever you're editing, to make a list, primarily for making a list. So that's video number 3 on destructive editing. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.